Hi cousins, and welcome to another session of Honest Talk About Women, where you'll learn tips, tricks and strategies on how to navigate the minefields of dating and relationships. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and comment in the comment section. It all helps with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you have a story you want to share with viewers, please contact me on my email address listed below. Today's topic will be about sleep and relationships and 12 tips on how to improve your night's sleep. Sleep is really important. You occasionally come across some guys who act as though they're Superman and say, I don't need any sleep. If anything, I only get 2 or 3 hours sleep a night. And you look at these people and they usually have dark black rings underneath their eyes, which is usually caused through lack of sleep, amongst other things. We all need sleep, and as you get older, you need more of it. There's a very nice graph that shows that people that need the most sleep are the young people and the elderly people. So teenagers, if you ever got any teenage kids and you scratch your head by the way they sleep so much, you'll see that the graph shows they usually have about 10 hours sleep a day. And that sort of it goes down in like a U shape, and then at the other end, as you get older, you start to increase your sleep again, and you see it with elderly people who sleep a lot. I used to have a medicinal tea company that sold therapeutic teas, and the biggest seller was Sleep Well tea. The key ingredients was hops and chamomile, and tens of thousands of customers used to comment on their sleep problems they had, and drinking Sleep Well tea that helped. There's a lot of shift workers out there too, guys. So if you have a girlfriend or a wife that does shift work, they can also cause issues. In my late 20s, I had a girlfriend who was a air traffic controller, and she had a very unusual routine. And if you know anything about sleep, routine is crucial. If you have any kids, the very first stage when they're babies, routine is so crucial. You've got to get them into bed at a set time, and then they're up at a set time. And ideally, when you have kids, the first few months, you want to develop them into a routine where they ideally sleep through from 6 p.m. at night to 6 a.m. in the morning. It may take a while to get there, but they just love routine. And myself, I go to bed at 10 o'clock at night, and I'm up at 6 o'clock in the morning. My body just automatically wakes about 6. So I have a routine too. So routine's really crucial. But getting back to my a girlfriend that I had in my late 20s, she was an air traffic controller, and she had a very unusual work routine. So there are 3 shifts, and there's a 3-week rotation. So you started work at either 10 o'clock at night, 6 o'clock in the morning, or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's a 3-week rolling roster. So the first week it's 10 o'clock at night starts. The second week it was 6 a.m. starts, and the third week it was 2 p.m. starts for 8 hours. And I kept telling her that because of her rolling roster, it puts her out of kilter, and her body doesn't know where she is. She's all over the place with sleep routine. And I said to have a word with your boss. It's not normal to have a roster like that. I also had some businesses that were shift related. I had 4 bakeries that employed about half a dozen bakers in each bakery, and there's a 2 o'clock start, so 2 a.m. in the morning was the start time. And with the roster, you always had the first bakers come in at 2 a.m., the second one at 3 a.m., the next one at 6 a.m., and the last baker at 8 a.m., and then you had some baker trainees that came in at 9 a.m., and you always stuck to that. So the guy that started at 2 always stayed at 2 a.m., so he had a regular sleep pattern or routine to go with. And some people just love doing this sort of work, but it is very hard, or was back then, very hard to find employees to start at 2 a.m. in the morning. But that's right in the heart of your sleep shift. Most people dare to sleep at that time. But there are a lot of shift workers out there, guys, and I take my hat off to them. There's a lot of essential services that need to continue. And if it wasn't for shift workers, we wouldn't have a functioning economy. You've got the hospitals at 24/7, police stations, fire departments, engineers, doctors, you name it. There's a lot of shift workers out there, so you'd be quite surprised. Anyway, getting back to sleep. Often you can have a lot of things on your mind, and it makes you not able to get to sleep at night. There can be a lot of people that worry, and worrying keeps you awake at night. If you're an entrepreneur, you have a lot of stresses with the job, because you've got to find next week's payroll. And if you don't have your cash balance, how are you going to pay your staff? And if your staff don't get paid, they're going to walk out and go somewhere else. So there's a lot of stresses involved in business, and it's not unusual to worry at night. But the thing is, no amount of worrying will increase your bank account balance. No amount of worrying will fix your problem. So in some ways, you're just going to not give an F about your problems to be able to sleep at night. And you've got to know how to close off from your day's events, because it can completely wind you up, and you can keep thinking about it throughout the night. And you've got to know how to shut off and cut off and not give an F about your problems. And sometimes when you do have a problem, it's quite surprising. You can go to sleep, and in the morning you can have a solution or a partial solution to it. And I know plenty of people that have a pen and paper next to their bed, and they jot down things as they are sleeping throughout the night, and they come up with ideas, and they rise to the surface, and they're awake, and they are thinking about it, and they write it down, and then they go back to sleep. If it works for them, let it be. I've never done that. But another one is relationships. A lot of people worry about their relationships, and it can cause sleep deprivation. And again, if it's really if it's really pulling you down, you need to have an honest conversation with your wife or girlfriend. We call it a fireside chat or a car park chat, where you just lay out the facts. This is not working for me. This is what's happening. And what about yourself? Hear her out, and try and work out a solution to move forward. If you're just continuously arguing, then perhaps you need to sleep in separate rooms to cool the temperature down a little bit, to have a bit of space, to have a bit of time apart, to see if you really do miss each other. Stress from work and also relationship issues can cause no sleep. And at the end of the day, you need to know how to park that issue and go to sleep at night. And with business, you got to learn about not giving an F. No matter worrying or thinking will increase your bank balance to meet payroll, you've got to perhaps work out with an accountant how to improve your cash flow. But anyway, we're getting sidetracked here. Back to sleep. Another good thing about sleep is a lot of this is fixable. With exercise, it's really important you get into a routine with exercise. You cannot just sit at an office job all day and then go home and get back onto your computer and have more screen time and then go to sleep. It's really important that you exercise your body. It's like having a car. If your car just sits in a garage all the time, it gets a flat battery, the tires go out. And the same as your body. If you just go to your office on your screen, you come home, eat, get back on your screen, and you're continuously on your screen without exercising your body, you're doing a disservice to yourself. You're not maintaining your body. So exercise, guys. You've got to exercise. I do gym 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. I play sport on Saturday, do training on Sunday afternoon. I go for walks with the dog. You've got to be active, guys. You've got to be active. The second one is nutrition. And a lot of people are eating the wrong foods and also eating foods too late at night. I've come across people with sleep apnea, and you just look at the people and they're out of kilter, their body's out of kilter, they're overweight. And if you look at sleep apnea, a lot of it's caused by excessive weight. So another goes back to exercise. You've got to exercise and you've got to keep in shape, but also you've got to eat the right foods. And there's certain foods you don't eat before you go to bed, and there's certain drinks you don't drink before you go to bed, and we'll get into these tips right now. If possible, guys, try and find a girlfriend or a wife that has similar sleep patterns. It can cause havoc. quite interesting because I also had a Chinese Malaysian wife for 8 years, and she had a very different sleep routine to what I was used to. I was always asleep, or wanted to go to sleep at 10 o'clock at night and be awake at 6, whereas she was very, very later at night, 2, 3 in the morning, and used to get up about 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. We're both self-employed. Her job, her business suited her routine, and my business, which was an early morning start business, suited my sleep routine. So I know it's hard enough to get a date and get a girlfriend or a wife, guys, to some guys out there. But if you can find someone that has the same sleep routine as you, it can make a world of difference. If she's a shift worker, then it can lead to a lack of intimacy, not being in the bed at the same time, and also you've got to be very considerate and socially aware of when she's coming home and when she's leaving, and not to interrupt her sleep, because she also needs it too. So it can get quite tricky, especially if you're running the business from your house. Okay, point number 2, no electronics. That means there should be no TV in your room at all. So many people have TVs in their room and they fall asleep watching TV, and then they wake up and they continuously watch TV, and then they fall asleep and they continuously watch, and then they wake up at 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning and the TV's still blaring out. That doesn't work. That's not good night's sleep. Another one is cell phones. You've got to tune your cell phones off, guys. People that have their cell phones on throughout the night, some people sleep with their cell phone underneath their pillow, and it's turned on. Big no-no, because it's transmitting signals the whole time. You want to just turn the phone off, put it on air flight mode, do not disturb mode, and have no issues, no contact with your phone throughout. If you're sharing your bed with your girlfriend or your wife, there should be no phone calls coming in after 10 o'clock at night, or work out an arrangement that works for both of you. In my situation, I didn't want phone calls coming in after 10 o'clock at night. I was dozing off. I had a wife at the time that took phone calls after 10 o'clock at night, and it used to frustrate me because it interrupted my sleep program. Also, iPads. If you have a wife or a girlfriend watching movies at night on an iPad, way past 10 o'clock, and she's got her earplugs in, the light coming out of that can wake you up if it's bright. So no electronics, simple as that, in your bedroom. Get rid of them. Turn them off. Tip number 3 is blackout curtains. Invest in some good blackout curtains. So many people cut corners with blackout curtains, and get a good quality blackout curtains. They're not necessarily expensive. You can get blackout filters that can go onto the back of curtains, but having good blackout curtains is good because your room should be in total darkness, okay? You shouldn't have any light in your room when you're sleeping at night. Total darkness is the best way to sleep. Okay, point number 4 is get a quality mattress. I've seen lots of guys spend a lot of money on cars, 100,000 plus for a car, yet they have a crappy mattress. And I'm not saying you have to spend huge amounts of money. In fact, I remember when I went from one relationship to another relationship, the new girlfriend insisted that we get a new mattress because the previous bed was used by the former lady I was with. So we spent $8,000 on a mattress, and it wasn't that comfortable. We replaced it eventually with a $2,000 mattress, and it was super comfortable. So get out there, try the mattresses out, guys. Also, just as a side note, if you ever come across the unfortunate circumstances of having bed bugs, bed bugs are very hard to get rid of. You can do all the chemical sprays forever, but at the end of the day, you're just going to have to throw the mattress out and start again. We had the issue where we had bed bugs at one stage, and it was most likely caught from staying at a hotel or at an Airbnb, and we just had to throw the mattress out and start fresh, start anew. So don't waste your time with chemical sprays, guys. Just get rid of the mattress. Point number 5 is the temperature. The ideal temperature in your room should be between 16 and 19 degrees, which is 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a nice temperature to go to sleep in. It's quite interesting because a lot of guys can sleep in quite cool rooms, temperature-wise, whereas females tend to like it a bit warmer. And I remember having a girlfriend once that liked it around about 24, 25 degrees. So that's about 75 degrees Fahrenheit. And I ended up sleeping on top of the duvet, on top of all the blankets, because it was too hot for me, and while she was snuggled right underneath all the layers of blankets and the duvet, and had the heaters going at 24, 25 degrees, that relationship didn't work out. It wasn't solely because of that, but that was one of the contributing factors. Having a bath, 40 to 42 degrees Celsius, which is 104 to 108 degrees Fahrenheit, for 10 minutes helps to have a good night's sleep, and that's been proven. Tip number 7, no sleeping pills. I've had girlfriends in the past that have done sleeping pills, and it just knocks their body around. They're all over the place sleep-wise. And when you mix it with alcohol, if someone likes to have a tiny little drink of vodka or spirits at night and mixing it with sleeping pills, it's a huge no-no. Big no-no. Some people are delusional and think they can have a good night's sleep by getting knocked out with some vodka or some sleeping pills mixed together. No, it doesn't work like that. They're all over the place. You don't ever do that, please. Point number 8 is routine. Get into a routine, guys, so you're sleeping every day at a certain time. So with babies, if you ever have any kids, the first thing you want them to do is get into a routine and sleep throughout the night. And there's a technique to that, but this is not a video for that. And it's the same as yourself. You get into a routine, and I usually turn the light off at 10 o'clock at night, and I'm up at 6 in the morning. So 8 hours, I feel good, recharged, reinvigorated for the next day's activities. Tip number 9 is avoid having a nap during the day. I know it can be tempting, guys, but if you get tired, go for a walk, or take the dog for a walk, or do something physical. There's 2 types of tiredness. There's mental tiredness and physical tiredness. And if I've been in both, so I've had a really demanding day mentally, and I'm absolutely mentally exhausted and absolutely buggered, and just want to crash, but my body is not physically tired. So you go for a walk, go for a run, go to the gym, and having both, being mentally and physically tired, you have a beautiful sleep. Tip number 10, try to stop eating 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed, guys. You never ever eat right up to when you go to sleep. It's a big no-no. Your body needs time to process that food, and avoid special types of foods too. Nothing too heavy that your body needs to process. Your stomach has to process any heavy food that you've eaten, and it's going to be given time to do that. Also, alcohol. No alcohol, guys, before you have a good night's sleep. If you drink too much alcohol, we've all had that issues. Dry throat, dry mouth, and getting up during the night to go to the toilet. One thing I should say is health and safety is really important in your bedroom. There should be a clear, uncluttered walkway to the toilet. As you get older, most guys frequent the toilet, and it's really important that there's nothing that will trip you up on the way there to the toilet. I've seen many people having a girlfriend, having a wife, that they come to bed, they throw their handbag on the ground, and during the night they get up and they trip over it on their way to the toilet. So it can be quite a serious accident, especially when the room's so dark. Point number 11 is exercise, guys. I mentioned this briefly earlier. If you're an office worker and you're behind a screen all day, your body's not really built to sit down all day. We're built to be active during the day, and it's really important you do some exercise. So if you had a full-on day in the office behind a computer screen, get out and go for a walk at night around the neighborhood. Go to the gym. Get on your treadmill if you have one at home. There's a lot of activities you can do to work out your body. I'm not talking 2 or 3 hours. You just have to do like a 30-minute intensive workout. The shorter, more intense is better than a longer one with less intense. So I always like going to the gym, having 30 minutes hard grind on the treadmill, and then you do 15 minutes weights. 45 minutes, you're out of there. And lastly is sex. If you're in a sexually active relationship, then there's nothing nicer than having sex and then tangling yourself up with your arms and legs around your body and falling asleep. And if you want to get into a routine like that, then it helps with sleep even better. So guys, that's it for today. I hope you got some tips on how to sleep better. Don't forget to press the like button, click on the subscribe, and also comment in the comment section. It all helps with the YouTube algorithm. Until next time, take care.